Good afternoon and welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. Oh my goodness, this is the show, y'all. This is the show. This is the one you've been waiting for. My good friend, Gale Jones Carson, is the president, CEO of the Memphis Urban League. And I'm so proud of her. We've known each other probably 30 plus years.
Yeah, I was just born.
I know. That's what I figured.
I was just born.
So she's just 35. But anyway, I want to talk to her about her new role. She's got a big event coming up. And then I'm telling you, you better stay watching this show because the end of the show is going to be dynamic. We're going to have some real talk. Gale Jones Carson.
This is my friend, Deidre Malone.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on your show, Dialogue with Deidre. And I do want to say that I am with the Memphis Urban League now. Some people don't know this, but I run into folks. They still think I'm at the light company.
Still trying to call you.
At the light company.
Right.
They still call me. I still help them. I get them some help at the light company when folks call me. I don't know how all these people get my phone number, but if they call me, I'm going to get them some help. But anyway, I am at the Memphis Urban League. I started at the end of March 5th, 2024. And in November 5th, 2024, I became permanent CEO. And I've been pleased with the work that's there. And one of the enjoyments that I have in my life is being able to help and touch people. And being at the Memphis Urban League, I have a greater, I can do more. I can help more. And I can guide and direct the work that we do at the Memphis Urban League. And the Memphis Urban League and urban leagues all over the country provide services for the youth and senior citizens and those in underserved communities. And I appreciate the work that our leadership on a national level, Mark Mariel and the team, and all of the Urban League CEOs do for our communities as we provide help. So one of the things that we have, we have all kind of programming to educate, to train, to mentor at the Memphis Urban League. And so we have numerous programs. One of the programs that I'm most proud of is the Beta program. It is a program that provides 14 weeks of training, education, and mentorship for folks who have small businesses or who want to have businesses.
Oh, okay.
So, a lot of people wake up one day and they just want to start a business.
Yeah.
They want to own a business.
Like me.
Yeah, and that's fine. But when you left St. Jude, I was looking upside your head. I'm like, Lord.
And I missed my money
too, She done left the VP job at St. Jude.
What's wrong with her?
I'm proud of her. She been in business more than 25 years. She done helped hide all her friends' children at one point or another. But anyway, back to Beta. So with Beta, it's a 14-week program. And like I said, people wake up one day and decide they want to own a business, run a business. That's fine. But a lot of them don't know how to do the business side. So for 14 weeks, we train and educate people free of charge on everything they need to know about doing a business, having a business. And that's from A to Z.
Finance,
everything.
Okay,
anything
good.
that you taxes,
creating a business plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, at the end of the 14 weeks, they should be able to create a 3-year business plan that they can take to any lending or financial institution. So I'm very proud of that. Another program that we have is SET, and it is sponsored by Comcast. And
one of the clients of the Carter Malone Group. Keep going.
Yeah, it's one of our great partners. I love it. Evangeline Guest works there. She's on our board. She's amazing. But anyway, so this program is 4 weeks. And if you're 55 or older, I'm not eligible yet.
I know.
55 or older, you are taught how to use a laptop, a computer. And I never thought about it before I started working at the Urban League that people didn't know how to use a computer, but they are taught how to use email. They are taught just the basic skills of using a computer. And we have people who come and they are very excited. They learn a lot. And then after that 4 weeks, there's another level.
So are people signing up though, Gail? I mean, how do they how do they learn about it?
Well, some of it is word of mouth.
Okay.
Then they call the Memphis Urban League and they give them the schedule of when the classes start. And they can go on our website, memul.org.
Okay.
And sign up. But anyway, at the end of it's 2 4-week classes. So at the end of the second 4 weeks class, if they met all the criteria, if we have enough laptops available, and I say if because they will get a free laptop.
Wonderful.
So I don't like to think that that's the motivation for taking the class. What I want to believe is that people come to the Memphis Urban League and they learn skills that they can have for a lifetime. It's like not eating for a day, but eating for a lifetime. So we want to make sure people are trained and educated. And so we have a summer youth program. So we just started a construction jobs program that I'm most proud about, where, a lot of people have to take a test for apprenticeships.
That's true.
And some of them cannot pass those tests. And I'm going to tell you, those jobs, those construction jobs, all areas, electricians, plumbers, all of they pay a lot of money.
Do.
The companies that they work for have benefits. But anyway, it's very difficult to pass the test. So our program is 4 weeks. We had our first class in January. We'll have another one starting this month. And they learn all kinds of information and skills. And at the end of those 4 weeks, our goal is that they will be able to take the apprenticeship tests and pass those tests and go into apprenticeship programs. Because pretty much apprenticeship programs, you get paid. And actually, in our pre-apprenticeship program, they're there 40 hours a week. They get paid to learn.
That's wonderful.
They're learning a skill that they can have for a lifetime. Nobody can take that skill from them once you have it. You can't take that away from them. So, and then a lot of times people can go start off there. You're going to always need a plumber. You're going to always need an electrician. You're going to need all of that kind of stuff you need. And nobody can take those skills. Now, I don't think they created robots yet that doing that kind of work.
But they're trying, but anyway.
They won't be coming to my house. So anyway, real people. Well, actually, you know what? I can do some plumbing work. So when I got my divorce, Brian and Jason, they were little boys. So Jason, the little baby boy, so my commode wasn't flushing. And so I had to call a plumber. And he came out there and he used that snake. And Jason had put a cup in the commode. I'm telling you, the man wasn't there 5 minutes, y'all, and he made a lot of money. I said to myself,
Did you go buy a snake?
I bought a snake and I learned how to fix stuff in my house.
Yes.
Because I was single. And under my sink, in my kitchen right now, all that plumbing, all them pipes under there, Snoop, Gale did that. Yes, ma'am.
Skills.
Yeah. Yes, right. It's a lifetime. You learn for a lifetime. And that's what we do at the Urban League. Once you learn these skills, you got it for a lifetime.
I love it.
Yeah, so we do, and so one week I was there. We partnered with this we partnered with a number of groups. So some young men came over. They were doing job interviews and stuff. So we have a Save Our Sons. It was Save Our Sons, but when I got there, it's Save Our Sons and Daughters, because girls need help too.
They do.
So we have this room filled with suits and shirts and shoes and if they need clothing, suits to go on job interviews.
That's wonderful.
They come and we help them and we dress them, and some of them they take 2 or 3 suits with them. We don't have a problem with that.
That's good.
So I mean, we just doing a lot of good work. I'm so proud of the Memphis Urban League and the work that we do, and that we will continue to do.
Well, you should be, and that's the reason you need to raise money to fund all these wonderful programs.
We're trying to get grants and have fundraisers, and so one of the fundraisers that we having coming up is our first Mardi Gras Gala. That gala is going to be April 12th, and it is going to be at the Rock and Soul. No, it's the Hard Rock, the old Hard Rock Cafe, right there at Bill and Second. It's called 126 now. That's the address, 126. Right now, we are running a special. If you pay $200, $150, you can get 2 tickets.
Okay.
So that's $75. We're running that for a short period of time. That's an early bird special. And then after the early bird special deadline, then the cost will be $125. So the early bird special ends March 19th.
Okay, and they can just go to the website and get the...
They can go to the website, memul.org, or they can go to Eventbrite.
Okay.
And get our tickets. But, yeah, so we are excited about it. Dee, what mask you going to wear?
I think you probably bought me one, and it's somewhere at the house.
I got some more.
Okay.
I have some more. But anyway,
Since I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to be there to support.
Yeah, you're going to be there. Deidre going to be there.
And do I have to have a mask, though? So I just like to just show up and be me.
We'll have some masks there for you to take pictures. Yes, ma'am. You got to participate.
Okay.
It's going to be festive. It's going to be fun.
I do have beads. I can
wear the beads, but you're going to put that mask on so we can take them selfies, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to have a great time. I'm excited about that. We're expecting about 200 guests. And I'm glad that we're happy that we're doing it at the Hard Rock. Well, they don't call it the Hard Rock anymore, but it used to be. But it's 126, and there's a museum in there.
Oh.
And our guests will be able to tour that museum free of charge, that we throwing that in. And I want to thank John Doyle, who heads up the Rock and Soul Museum, for working with us.
We used to be on their board together.
Yeah, I was on that board.
I was
the board chair.
I wasn't the chair, but I was just on the board. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I also want to thank J.W. Gibson, because he was instrumental in helping make sure that we got this facility when we need it, and for a good price.
Good.
So I want to give a shout out to J.W. and so we're pleased about that. And then so we also will possibly be having a golf tournament and women's clinics possibly in July. We haven't set the date yet. And then last year we had a man who cooked, and that was very popular. So
people are still talking about that.
Yeah, so we may bring that back. So you're gonna have to get some of the men in your family to participate.
Well, it's only one that could participate, and that'll be Pat Malone.
We're gonna
I don't think Kirk and Brian could participate.
We're gonna get Pat to participate.
Okay.
All right, Dee. So what else you want to talk about?
Well,
so, I
just one last thing about the Urban League.
I do want people to come to the memul.org website and see all of the programming that we have available for our community.
Nike is a big sponsor, I'm sure.
Oh, she said. Okay, so let me just tell y'all who all our sponsors are: Nike, Comcast.
And we love Nike and Comcast.
We love Nike and we love Memphis Tourism, because
we do.
Memphis Tourism, they always step up.
They do.
So Baptist, Cynthia Bradford is one of our sponsors. She's on our board. She's amazing. She always steps up. And I mentioned Evangeline Guest, who's with Comcast. And so, and then the General Sessions Court Clerk, Tammy Sawyer, stepped up.
Not Miss Tammy.
Yeah, Miss Tammy. She's
awesome.
Yeah, she helping us out. So
That's so
she's supporting
good.
the Urban League. I'm trying to think, who else have we got? We got Tammy. We got Baptist. We got Comcast. We got Nike. We got, have I missed anybody?
You better not miss anybody.
No, I can't miss anybody. I ain't missing our sponsors. And so I'm looking at them right now. Memphis Tourism, Kevin Kane and Linda Sawyer, they're amazing.
They're wonderful.
Over there. I love both of them, because they always step up. If you talk to them, if you got good programming, good events, they're gonna support you.
Well, I just have to say that I'm just so proud of you as your friend, because this role with the Memphis Urban League is so aligned with who you are. Because outside of the work that you do every day now, I mean, you've always given back to the community and been an advocate for a community. So this position is like so perfect for you, because you always help somebody else, you know, and sometimes people forget that. And I have to remind you that, you know, you helped that so-and-so, like, you know, 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, so when I'm in my down, this one right here, she going to remind me. She going to remind me, Gale, you know, you did this, you did that, you had to whoop up on this person.
Now that's for real. So now we're going to transition,
That's a joke.
It's not really a
joke. I don't believe in violence.
It's not really a joke. It's the way you whip up on people. And so
that's the gangster Scorpio over there. That does the whooping up on people. I just have her back, but she the gangster Scorpio.
So we've talked about all of the nice things now, Gil, and we're just going to talk about the fact that we've been friends so long. So
do you want to tell people how we met?
You want me to really tell that story? Because I will.
You can tell the story.
Okay.
I don't know. Did I look bad, y'all? No,
she didn't.
Okay.
So, yeah, she looked bad because she was not nice. So, anyway, I was running for school board, and I think, you know, this week or last week, you'll see the story of I interviewed Laura Job Chilton. and she's an author now. But Laura whooped up on me and won the school board race.
Well, I don't know what made her think she could run in a district. No, but anyway.
And anyway, yeah, it was majority
district,
Republican, but okay,
exactly.
okay. And so how you have to go when you ask people for support. So Gale was dating an elected at the time, and I went and I asked him to support me for this school board race. And he talked to his girlfriend, and his girlfriend said, "Who is she? I don't know her. We don't know nothing about her."
I didn't know her, and he didn't know her either.
And so, with that,
and then she running in a district that she couldn't win. I don't believe in wasting time, money, and resources on something you can't win.
So,
didn't nobody even know her at that time.
But then they got to know me after that, right?
But we was buddies then.
We were.
We was buddies then.
We became friends.
We became friends
after that race.
Exactly. We're gonna be in that foxhole together,
baby. If you want to be in a foxhole, you want to be in one with her.
Exactly.
Okay, because then let me just say, I tell people all the time, if you don't know her, you don't need to come after her. You need to call me first so I can warn you, and I will warn you, and I will also tell you.
And they need to listen.
And I will also tell you, let me call her first and try and pave the way before you call her.
But that was my political life. I'm at the political arena.
That's
so,
right.
I'm over here trying to get to the pearly gates. I'm being nice to everybody. Even people who not nice to me, I'm trying to get to the pearly gates. I let go and I let God handle them.
And God will handle it.
And He will handle it. And He has handled it.
And you still are working on me though, right?
Ain't no hope for the Scorpios. ain't no hope for the Scorpio. They do not forget anything. I can tell she ain't gonna forget. 5 years from now, she gonna remember.
And I'm gonna remind you.
Yeah, she gonna.
I'm gonna say now, Gale, you remember when so and so said or did X, Y, and Z? Mm-hmm. Do you think I forgot? And you're going to say no.
She don't forget.
And then I'm going to tell you, so this is what I've done to get
But I'm going to tell folks, she don't bother people.
I don't.
She don't bother people. She be minding her own business.
I mind my own business.
Trying to work and earn money for her family and her household.
That's all we try and do. That's all we try and do.
But people come at you.
All day long.
And that's really just not... And but I don't, I was reading something. I was looking at a reel. And this guy, he was beating up on this little young lady, little person. And so in some of the comments, they wanted to criticize black women as for being strong and just criticize us for who we are.
Right.
Well, in this country, we black women, we've had to be strong. There's been so many things that have come up for hundreds of years now that divided our families. So if our husband or our partner was not there for whatever reason, I mean, even when they started doing the welfare stuff, you couldn't get that unless your husband wasn't no man in your house. So it's been so many reasons.
And that was another way.
The black woman really had to step up. We can't be weak and not handle our business, and some people have a problem with that, but that's their problem as far as I'm concerned. That's their problem.
And Gale, that was another way to divide the family too.
That was another way in our family still divided.
If the father wasn't in the house, that's the only way you could get benefits to pay to feed your children.
Exactly.
It's another way to divide the family.
It's just been a number of ways. I mean, even during slavery, they tore our families apart, and it continues today. Our families, over 50% of our families are not male and female in a home. And so I don't apologize for who I am. I don't apologize for my personality. I'm not trying to be prim and proper. I've never been that. And you even have black folks running around now trying to tell you, you just need to, it's about how you do it, about how you say it. No, you go on and be about that. I'm trying to get business done, work done. I don't have time to be doing all of that. I'm just trying to do things right and proper, and I don't have to be bending and bowing and licking and all that. I'm not going to do that. I grew up in a household with a mother who raised 7 children. I saw her go back to school, night school. She had 7 children. Let me make it clear. She had 4 sets of twins. We did have a father. My father died early, okay, when I was young. So she went back to night school. I saw her get on a bus every morning, going across town to iron folks' clothes. And at the same time, she was going to night school.
Yeah.
So I saw her doing all this work and constantly going to night school. And then she went to Owen College, which was a 2-year college initially. Then it joined with Lemoyne. and it became Lamont on. Then she went on and got her master's degree. She ended up retiring from federal probation and parole. That's the household I grew up with. She was a tough lady. She took no mess. I remember when she got a black belt. And I knew that was so she could whoop up on her boys if they got out of line, my brothers. So, I mean, that's the household I grew up with. You're going to pick up on things in the household you grew up with. And so I don't apologize for who I am. I am where I am now and who I am now because of the environment I've grown up with. And not only that, the life we have led. I mean, getting into the political arena early in life, that a lot of hits, a lot of knockdowns.
I was telling somebody last night with NWPC, I was talking to one of the state presidents, and she was sharing with me something that one of somebody else had said about me. And I thought it was interesting because they characterized me as someone who is not, when I'm in a room, I'm not vocal, that I've been given everything, and that because of who I'm married to. A lot
of people don't even know Pat or Doctor unless because he quiet. He don't walk around with no title on his shoulder. But that's not Pat.
But the worst part about it is the fact that they don't think that everything I got on my own. So here's the story, right? The story is just like you. I'm the oldest of 5. My dad died when I was 9. And so thank God for grandparents that could help my mother.
Exactly. My grandmother helped. Yeah, my grandmother helped my mother. Yeah.
You know, nobody. I mean, I've always been driven. And so, yeah, I married somebody. He's a great guy, but he grew up in the projects of Chicago. You know this story. We laugh all the time because I have to tell him, dude, you gonna really put that boombox on the porch, play your music. That's who he is, and that's who he's always gonna be. And I love him because he's real.
He's definitely real, but we're gonna have to work on him smiling sometime.
You know,
he don't never smile. Yeah. Okay, I saw one picture with him smiling,
and that was only because I asked him to smile because we might have that as a Christmas card picture. That's the only reason.
Now, he might smile around that grandson because he loved them.
Oh, them grandbabies, they can make him smile. But my point is, don't diminish who we are.
We didn't just wake up one day and
we didn't.
We didn't. I had given a speech one time, and when I finished my speech and I sat down, there was a lady sitting behind me, and she touched me. She said, you know, all of this time I thought everything was given to you. She said that to me. I said, no, ma'am, I have had to fight for everything.
Absolutely.
I have had to fight for everything. I have been qualified for everything I've
Absolutely.
had. More than qualified than other folks who apply for stuff. But she said that's just how she felt. But my thing is this. You looking in the face of a black woman. What makes you think any black woman who's achieved anything was given anything? All the black women I know.
We had to fight for it.
Yeah, they worked hard. They fought for it. I don't know. I mean, there might be some who had an easy life. Everything was given to them. I don't know those women. I don't know
either. I don't either.
I don't know.
And I'm just going to tell you that, I mean, you've persevered and you've pushed through. I've seen it. You've had a lot of obstacles been thrown at you. And I've been, I've been in the trenches. I mean, when Jason passed and you were grieving.
Lord have mercy, y'all. I was just going to tell y'all about my child. This one over here. So I ran for the chairman of the Shelby County Democratic Party 3 times. When I ran, no woman had ever run.
That's right.
I ain't trying to demean nobody, but I think they was happy with licking stamps. I'm just saying. So the first time I ran against Jim Strickland. And
October 29th, Scorpio.
Yeah, same birthday as Deidre's. Don't mess with him either. So don't mess with Strickland. But anyway, so Strickland and I ran. So now this is interesting, y'all. There were some older ladies on the executive committee. They had a meeting over at the Peabody. One of the ladies in the meeting, these were older ladies. She came back and told me about the meeting because she felt like I needed to know. They was over there plotting and planning, trying to make sure I lost to Jim Strickland. I don't know what that was about. Still don't care. But anyway, so when Strickland won by a couple of votes, 2-3 votes, he turned around and he said, Gale, you want to be my first vice president? I said, yeah, I sure do. And so one person on the committee who had run, who didn't make the runoff, and who ain't never been the president or the chairman of the party, and ain't gonna never be. But anyway, he went out and told everybody that there was a plan. I wanted Strickland to win. No, Gale was running because Gale wanted to win. And so anyway, it was smart on Strickland's part to ask me to be the first vice president, because if I had at least had the committee almost on supporting me, and he had, then we had a great team, and we did. I learned a lot from Strickland about campaigning. The second time I ran, I don't even talk about that, but I lost. And so the third time I was going to run. Anyway, my son Jason passed in 1999. And that summer, in October, he asked me, was I going to run again? I said, no, Jay, I'm tired. And so he said, well, Mom, that is not how you told us to keep going for what you told us to keep going for what we want. I said, I'm just tired, Jason. I'm tired of the fight. I'm tired of being beat down. And so he passed in October.
We were out campaigning.
Yeah, we were out campaigning with Jared Hall. He was running for city council. We were going door to door.
We were.
And so Jason had a fatal car accident. He was 17 years old. So now I'm at home in my bed grieving because I done lost my child.
She was.
And so the chairmanship election came for the Shelby County Democratic Party came up again. I'm in my bed grieving, ain't thinking nothing about nothing. So how about this one over here? Deidre Malone gonna go nominate somebody grieving. So, and I almost won, didn't I, D?
One vote, baby.
But they said she don't want, they didn't vote for me but anyway. So I lost, but I don't count that for no loss.
No, you don't,
because I wasn't campaigning. I can't.
You were
count
not campaigning.
I didn't. But
I just got up and spoke and told them why you needed to be the chair.
So anyway,
David Cox was nervous.
Oh my God, he was called the man's name.
David Cox was nervous.
But anyway, so I don't count that as a loss. I had 2 losses. I don't count that one. And then I ran the third time. That was in 2001. I was working for Mayor Harrington. And people thought that he wanted me to chair him. Mayor Harrington didn't care nothing about that Shelby County Democratic Party, period. He said they worked against him when he first ran. He didn't care nothing about it. He didn't want me to run. But I ran because that's what I wanted to do. So these people who always was there, every time I raised my head to kick me in my head and knock me down, they was there again. They were calling everybody, trying to get folks to run against me. Even called Merle Purvis. She cracked up laughing. She said, girl, they done called me. They don't even know we friends. And plus she wasn't in politics, period. So then this other guy who had run for office years earlier, he couldn't hardly raise no money, and nobody would give him any ink. So I had been freelance writing for the Tri-State Defender for years.
Tri-State Defender
newspaper. And so I gave him a lot of ink. I gave Judge Jane Chandler, she would run. I gave her a lot of ink. Nobody was giving them nothing. So anyway, going back to him. So he gonna step up. And then I ain't have no money, hardly. I gave him a $50 campaign contribution. I ain't have no business giving him out of my household. But anyway, I'm just going to tell you how people are in the political arena. Now, I done helped him, giving him money I shouldn't have been giving him. And he going to try to step up and run against me. So I said, I'm good. I'm fine. And so we campaigning, and he couldn't get no traction. So the day of the election, he ain't had no traction. He ain't had no votes. I became the chairman of the Shelby County Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, so, I also went on to be the first officer, a constitutional black officer for the Tennessee Democratic Party. I was on the executive committee for 24 years. You have to run for office every 24 years.
Is it every 2 years?
No, state executive committee every 4 years. You're on the ballot every 4 years. I just want you to know, so I finally lost that position after 24 years because there was some black folks working with some other folks to take me out of office because I was trying to help African-American mayor get an appointment. They're in an African-American district. So,
but you also served on the Democratic National Committee.
Yeah, and I served on them. And so people came at me, black and white folks came at me. So I tell people all the time, the people that hurt and stepped on me the most are black and they are Democrats. So anyway, I served on the Democratic National Committee for 12 years. And then I had some more black folks, and mostly black and white folks and black women leading the way to take that from me. So I'm just saying. So anyway, I guess it was time God wanted me to hear it and get on out to
and
politics.
do something different. But I mean, but we have to have a real
I
conversation.
just want people to know that in the political arena in Memphis and Shelby County, my problem area is, but I'm gonna tell you about what I know.
Yeah.
A lot of people you really have to be careful about because they will turn on you at the drop of a hat. At the drop of a hat. And Deidre and I, we've been friends since it was the 90s.
Yeah.
And she older than me, but anyway. So we've been friends ever since, and we agree on everything?
Heck
we don't. But we don't. I ain't gonna be out. She can't disagree with me in public.
I don't.
And she cannot.
I don't.
No, ma'am, she cannot.
I don't.
And so, but we gonna be friends. Like I said, we don't agree, but you don't agree with people, everything with people that you live with. So,
right.
And that's what friendship was about, respecting each other's opinions and thoughts and supporting them. We supported this one right here when we told her to sit down somewhere.
You did.
She would run for mayor against somebody in office with a lot of money, incumbent. We were like, Lord, here she go again.
But who was right there?
We was right there.
Exactly.
We was right there.
And that's what you do.
And that's what you do. So I'm glad I don't have no more friends like her out here in this political arena.
But I just have to say that your friendship means the world to me. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to always tell me honestly what you think.
I'm going to always tell
whether
her the
you
truth.
think I'm right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do it a little bit more gingerly
Well,
than you do. But I am going to say it, and then, I'm going to get the pushback, but I'm going to say it in a really nice kind of way because I don't want to get cussed all the way out, but okay.
Well, anyway, speaking of that, so one of my little mentees called me a few weeks ago, Christy Sullivan. She called me and she told me about something she had done. I guess she wanted me to find out from her first. So I immediately went off on her. And so she said, well, if somebody feeling bad or if somebody needs this or needs that, they probably shouldn't call you. I said, if they don't want the truth, no, they don't need to call me.
Exactly.
You did something you shouldn't have been doing. Now go somewhere and sit down and don't do it again. So I'm just going to be honest with people. And if you don't want honesty, and some people don't want honesty.
They don't.
They want you to agree with them on everything. And if I see a hole over there, don't tell them it's a hole over there. Keep walking to that hole.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to do that to people. And I'm going to be honest with people. I'm going to be truthful to people. And I told one of my bosses one time, I said, you know what? Every boss needs a Gale Jones Carson.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to let you fail. I'm going to let you know what you need to know. You ain't going to walk in no holes, and I'm going to make sure you're successful.
Right.
And that's me.
That's you all day long. Well, we're going to wrap this up because Ramon
Anything
and
else we need to
SLS,
talk about before you wrap this up?
No, outside of saying thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being, like I bought you the little plate that says ride or die because you're my ride or die friend.
Just ride or die.
And I just appreciate you. And I know that the Memphis Urban League is going to be all the better because you're at the helm of it.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I work 24/7 for this organization because I care about the organization. I care about the people we serve. I care about the program that we're providing in this community.
You do. All right. Thank you, Gale Jones Carson. Thank you, everybody, for watching Dialogue with Deidre. Now, don't put bad comments at the end of this show because Gale going to read them. And she gonna track you down, and she gonna have a comment for you.
Make sure
y'all
they
have a blessed day.
They need to come to this Mardi Gras fundraiser too,
and we're gonna make sure we put that up
as
a part of the show.
All
Appreciate
right.
you, Gale.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Dee.
Thank you.